Okay, and back to work.
Have you ever been in love? Just imagine bearing your heart and soul to the person you adore more than anyone in the world. You tell them how much they mean to you as your eyes fill with tears of joy and sorrow. You're not even sure if you deserve to be with this person, but you confess anyway because you just can't hold it in anymore, and you need to know if they feel the same way, but they don't. You're devastated. They let you down easy, but it still hurts you to your core. You're extremely aware that they don't owe you their time, energy, or affection, but that doesn't ease the pain. You wonder if you did anything wrong, or maybe there's something you could have done differently, but deep down, you know there isn't. Sometimes love is a one-sided affair, and it's not that the other person doesn't like you, it's just that you're not on the same wavelength with them. You can't always be chopped up to any one particular thing because human beings are, well, complicated. And even in a show with anthropomorphic animals like Aggretsuko, those same complications carry over. Those same complications exist between the show's two main characters, Aggretsuko and Haida. A product of Hello Kitty Sanrio, Aggretsuko at its core is about a young single accountant navigating the daily ins and outs of adulthood, a stagnant corporate workplace, and the doldrums of dating life. In other words, she's a millennial. And as a fellow millennial, I can attest to just how accurate this show is in its depictions of work, life, and romance. How those things are balanced is a struggle we all face despite some of the cultural differences between East and West. Aggretsuko's relatability is derivative of its fundamentally universal themes. Even if you don't work in a corporate setting, you know what it's like to have a jerk boss and annoying coworkers. Even if you're married, you remember the struggles of the dating scene. And if you're single and working, then you understand the dichotomy of catching feelings for a coworker. I understand that dichotomy. It's actually what inspired me to cover Aggretsuko. The clash between trying to remain professional while also expressing romantic interest is a complete tightrope, and attempting to walk it is what drew me into the character I relate to the most, Haida.
You're just as passive as ever. What, is liking her from afar suddenly gonna do the trick?
What the hell?
Workplace romance isn't a new concept. It's existed since the first caveman and cavewoman hunted and gathered together. In some places it's frowned upon, and in others it's accepted as, long as you tell HR. But when you work in close proximity with people, relationships tend to form. Whether that be platonic, romantic, antagonistic, paternal, or otherwise, people form connections. It's in our nature. But it takes two to tango, and there are times when that connection doesn't go both ways. Haida is the very definition of down bad. Once uncovering his feelings for Aggretsuko, Haida becomes a ball of anxiety because he's not sure what to do about it. Throughout the series, we see the duality of his heart and mind work in opposition to each other. He wants Aggretsuko to be happy, but he wants her to be happy with him. He wants her to be with him, but that might not be what's necessarily best for her. He's in a constant skirmish between pushing himself away to give her space and simultaneously pulling himself closer to be with her. Depending on the situation, Haida's behavior can range anywhere from somewhat comedic to wholesome and heartwarming to downright toxic. God, this man's just like me. To keep it as vague as possible, in my own life, I'd pretty much fallen head over heels for a coworker at my side job who was way too good for me, and for a while I resisted the urge to break my shackles of professionalism to pursue something more romantic, but the longer we worked together, the closer we got. And the closer we got, the higher my levels of apathy for my job soared. That apathy gave me tunnel vision, and all I could see at the end was the person I wanted. So I pinned my ears back and went all in on chasing her, but I lost sight of the big picture in pursuit of my goal, not too dissimilar to Haida's character arc in season 4. And despite my attempts to win her over, her romantic and emotional unavailability caused me to become frustrated. It caused me to lash out at anyone who I thought even remotely slighted me. Yeah, like I said, toxic behavior. I had never really dealt with heartbreak in regards to someone I was never even with, so sorting out these particular feelings was something new to me. We're still cool, but at the same time, she might as well be 1,000 miles away. And while Aggretsuko's depiction of unrequited love made me relate to Haida, the thing that made me relate to the show's titular character was a different kind of unrequited affection.
Screw you, capitalism!
Imagine being in a relationship. You get up at the crack of dawn every day and commit yourself to your partner's well-being and success, but you don't feel that level of effort being reciprocated. The level of value and appreciation from your partner feels minimal at best, but dating someone else feels unfamiliar and risky. So you stay in an arguably abusive relationship out of fear of the unknown. That hypothetical situation is reality for Aggretsuko, only the other person isn't a partner, but her job. She gives it her all every day for a corporation who only sees her as an asset and not necessarily like a person. That hypothetical situation is reality not only for myself, but with pretty much anyone who doesn't feel appreciated by their job. Haida's affection that isn't returned by Aggretsuko mirrors Aggretsuko's effort at work that isn't returned by the company. At the end of the day, her value to this corporate monstrosity is seen as replaceable. They won't give her what she gives them.
If you keep giving out more than you're getting back in return, eventually there ain't gonna be anything left. You get what I'm saying?
On top of that, having to deal with failing to impress your boss in spite of your hard work, or having to be cordial with coworkers you can't stand, naturally begins to weigh on a person. And as this stress builds and builds, Aggretsuko's release comes in the form of death metal. In her rage, Aggretsuko unleashes any pent-up aggression she's had towards a negative person or experience and processes it through a musical filter. Rather than taking it out on who or whatever deserves her wrath, she internalizes these feelings and more often than not, comes out all the better for it. Initially embarrassed by the prospect of her co-workers finding out about her form of stress relief, she slowly brings them into the fold as they're dealing with problems of their own and they learn the process as well. The same problems we're all dealing with. And for me personally, this YouTube channel itself is my death metal. My release, my way of processing my thoughts and emotions. Looking back at the videos I've made so far, there's clearly something I had to get off my chest, so I poured my time and energy into creating. But my point is, I used this as a healthy way to vent my frustrations with my side job and one-sided romance without lashing out at the people around me the same way Aggretsuko uses death metal as a creative outlet. I actually quit that side job in order to make videos, and just like before, I've pinned my ears back and I'm chasing a goal. But this time, it's different. This time, there's no tunnel vision. I can still see the big picture clear as day. Haida can still see the big picture. And the view ain't too bad.
Look, I don't expect you to trust the whole damn world. So, for now, just trust in me.
Initially starting off as friends and co-workers, the will they won't they between Aggretsuko and Haida has been the heart of the show so far. Haida thinks Aggretsuko is the one, while Aggretsuko sorts out her feelings for him. They eventually do get together once they get past their own insecurities and anxieties about each other. It doesn't last long due to Haida's corporate fuckery creating distrust in their relationship, but in spite of it all, Aggretsuko still wants him around. Whether that's as a partner or as someone in the friend zone remains to be seen. So, where do they go from here? Well, it's hard to say for now. The series isn't over yet, and with at least one more season coming, there's still a window open for a fully realized relationship to set sail. And I gotta say, Season 5 has got a really nice ring to it. Thank you so much for watching. I know this video was a little weird and self-indulgent, and my voice kept cutting in and out, but I promise next video we're back to business as usual. In the meantime, if you could hit the like and subscribe buttons for me, that'd be a huge help to me and the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Follow me on socials. Links will be down in the description. And yeah, until next time, I'm Josh Fleeks. Y'all be easy.